Welcome back. This is Ghost Stories, Volume 3. Didn't hear nothing. I was up staring in darkness. Because a lot of these things seem to happen to me when I'm by myself. I guess I'm strange. I like to be in the dark sometimes. As you see, I film a lot of my ghost stories in the dark. It's just a better way to convey how things happened. So, footsteps woke me up. 2-level house. Got downstairs, upstairs. And nobody else was in this house. The footsteps wasn't on the roof. You know, it wasn't any squirrels or maybe owls or anything, any kind of night animal. It sounded like normal human footsteps walking in a hallway on a tile floor. So I heard it, woke up, looked around, didn't see anything. This happened a few more times. I would just wake up and hear things. Well, one night, the exact same thing happened. I woke up, I heard it, but that night, I saw the ghost that was in our house. Should I say one of the ghosts that was in our house. This ghost was of a little child. A little boy. He looked like he was wearing like old clothing from the, I guess, the 40s, 50s eras. And he was constantly walking back and forth through our hallway. I don't know why. He never talked. The ghost never talked. Matter of fact, none of those ghosts or spirits in that house ever talk to me. They're just there, like minding their own business, but not at the same time. So I saw him and I couldn't go to sleep after that. Now, a few nights later, same thing happened once again. I woke up. What time it was, I do not know. But like I told you in the previous video, 3:30 seems to be a magic number in my life. I don't know. Maybe that might be the time I'm going to eventually die. I don't know. But I'm constantly waking up at 3:30 or 3:33 in the morning numerous times in my life. And this happened. I saw the clock that I had placed above the TV. It was 3:37 in the morning. Footsteps were happening once again in that house. But this time as I woke up, the little boy decided to stop and stare at me in the doorway of that house in Hawaii. As I tell you, I love Halloween, I love ghosts, I love spirits, I love anything dark and spooky. So was I scared? I wasn't scared, more disturbed and upset that I had woken up, especially when I got to be at work at 4:35 o'clock in the morning, of this ghostly figure standing in my doorway staring at me while I was asleep. Like I told this figure, as I told many before it, I'm not going to bother you, so don't bother me. Let's just coexist and be happy and not bother or harm each other. So I pulled the covers above my head like a little kid and fell back to sleep. Now, we stayed in that house for 3 years. I saw that boy again a few more times. Now, there's another ghost that I saw in that same house, but she appeared to me downstairs all the time throughout the day, whether it be daylight or darkness. She was in my house and I saw her. Now, I had this curio cabinet with some crystal figurines that I accumulated over the years. And that ghost seemed to always be drawn to that curio cabinet with those crystal figurines. Very spooky. I'll be sitting on the couch alone, and I'll see shadowy figures walk by that curio cabinet, because it had a mirror background in that curio cabinet. So black ghostly figures would constantly be moving through that, in front of that curio cabinet, and I'll see it through the reflection of it, and I'm just like, oh, this is great. Too many spirits in this house, too many spirits in Hawaii, period. But it never bothered me. It was just always there watching me. Like, I don't know if I was that fascinating to spirits or ghosts. I guess I am, because they're always manifesting themselves to me. But I think of myself as a plain and normal, sometimes boring guy. I guess ghosts don't feel that way. But she was always there, watching me in that living room. Whether I was on the computer with my back to that curio cabinet, I always had this feeling like I was being watched in that house. And I do know I was, because she appeared numerous times when I was in the living room, and the little boy ghost upstairs appeared to me upstairs. Now, there was another ghost in that house, but it wasn't of human form. It was a ghost of a dog, and I love dogs. I was watching a dog for a military friend when we were in Hawaii, and the dog passed away. It's very sad. It was a Rottweiler. Beautiful dog. Beautiful, kind dog. Very friendly. Never bit nobody. Never really barked. Very, very gentle dog. I remember going to work one Saturday and got up, let the dogs outside. And this one stayed outside usually, unless at night, then I'll bring them in. Well, I put him outside. Played a little bit with him and petted him. Told him, hey, I'll see you later. I was going to work. I went to work. Not even 45, maybe 50 minutes later, my wife was calling me, telling me the dog was dead. And I'm looking at her. No, I'm not looking at her, but, I'm shocked and astonished. I'm like, are you sure? I was just playing with the dog. The dog just gave me a kiss on the side of my cheek. I was playing with it right before I left for work. Not even an hour ago. How could this dog be dead? And she was like, she was calling it. It was just laying down and didn't move. I'm like, the dog was happy, was moving, tail was wagging. Are you sure it's not asleep? She's like, yes. Kira went over there and poked it, and it did not move. True enough, the dog did pass away, so I'm guessing I spent its last few 30, 40 minutes of life with it before it passed away, which is sad and kind of scary. But the thing about that dog was it kept showing itself to me after the owner came and got it and took it away. There would be numerous times I'll be in the kitchen in that house in Hawaii, and I'll stare out the back door, especially at night, and I could see the dog staring back at me through the sliding door of the backyard. Numerous times, it just sat there, just stared at me, never bothered me, never growled, never made a noise, just sat there staring at me. And I, to this day, I tell myself I'm so happy that You know, I took good care of that dog and I loved it because I think if I didn't, it probably would have been haunting me at that house with mean aggression. So that's 3 ghosts in that one house. There were more ghosts in Hawaii. And I have a story about my brother, Marvin, that I'll tell about his house in another Ghost Stories chapter. Stay tuned for Ghost Stories Chapter 4.